Hi everybody, after a very long time, welcome back to another hike. We have 3 other guys joining us today. We've got Nivet, Sashika and Sahan, and we are trying to conquer the Wangedigala range, which is close to Belihuloya. This has 3 main peaks, Wangedigala and Balathuduwa, Gommolliya. So we are trying to cover all the 3 peaks from today and tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. So we just started the hike, and I think it will take another 7 hours for us to reach our destination today, which is Balathuduwa, and we'll be camping up there, and tomorrow we'll be going to Gommolliya. So guys, as you can see, the first phase of the hike is laid along a pine forest. So either side of us are beautiful pine forests, and we are hiking towards a Buddha statue, which is supposedly the beginning of the hike. So that will be marking the first step of the proper hike, and right now we are approaching it. But these scenery are beautiful. Alright everybody, we finally made it to the Buddha statue, which marks the beginning of the hike. So from here we'll be starting a hike along this path, which goes all the way up through the pine forest, and it'll end up somewhere up. And our first destination is Wangedigala, which has a nice viewpoint, so we'll go there and see how it looks like. For now, we'll be going through the pine forest, and it's helping us with the sunshine, which is really bright right now, but it's covering our path, so it's all good for now, at least. About 1 hour into the hike, we are still hiking along this pine forest. On to the right side of me is the highest waterfall in Sri Lanka, Wangedikanda. It's not visible quite clearly over here, but maybe once we go up there we can have a bird's eye view of the waterfall. It's gonna be beautiful, and luckily it's sunny today. Maybe towards the afternoon it might rain, but so far we are clear from the rain. And this is our path laid across the pine forest. It's a beautiful sight. In a while I think we'll be reaching the summit, and then we'll be out in the clear and the sun will be shining directly at us. So until then, we are hiking with a bit of comfort, if you want to call it. And we are slowly making progress onto the top of Wangedigala. We just came to our first viewpoint where we can see the tallest waterfall in Sri Lanka, Wangedikanda, over there in all its glory. It's not great because the water has dried out, but and then over to the left of it is Lanka. That's not quite obvious. Anyway, this area is beautiful, and we are going further up. Over there is Wangedigala, our first destination for the day. From there we can take a break and then go to the rest of the peaks, which are Balathuduwa and Gommolliya. So we'll just keep enjoying the view, and then keep climbing to the top of Wangedigala. Alright guys, we just arrived at Wangedigala, and this is the plain that is on top of this Wangedigala. Over there is the tallest waterfall in Sri Lanka. You can't see it completely, but it's there. Alright guys, we just approached one of the very few water resources that we have on the top of Wangedigala. And since it's the dry season, there's not much water here anyway, but it's enough for us to fill up some water bottles. We can use that for cooking and to wash our hands. And we've got enough water for drinking, so we need to continue down this path back to where we were in Wangedigala and then continue the journey. Alright, we just passed Wangedigala, which is right there, the plains that you see right behind me, and we are climbing towards Wangedikanda. And onto the right side you can see Wangedikanda waterfall more clearly right now. It's getting windy. That is the problem when we are setting up a tent at the summit. If it's possible, we'd like to set up the tent at the summit, because in the morning we can experience a beautiful sunrise. But if not, we'll have to settle for a more concealed area but oh well, let's see. Let's not be hasty about that decision. Let's go up and see if it's possible for us to set up the tent right at the summit. We are approaching the summit of Wangedikanda. So right before, the plains that we saw were Wangedigala, and this is the peak of the Wangedi area. So Wangedikanda is the actual mountain. Right from there, I think we'll get a beautiful view of our destination. Balathuduwa for today, Gommolliya for tomorrow. So we'll see them in a moment as we climb Wangedikanda. Alright guys, this is the summit of Wangedikanda, and you can see the beautiful view. Onto the left side is the Balathuduwa mountain, which is our destination, and onto the right side is Gommolliya, tomorrow's destination. Still looks quite a distance, and behind us are amazing views of the plains on the right side and the mountains on the left. And I don't think you can see it quite well, but Wangedikanda, the tallest waterfall, is flowing there right beneath us. We are at an amazing place, beautiful views. The wind is a bit of a concern, but hopefully we'll be able to set up camp right up there. Excited. As we are getting closer and closer to Balathuduwa, the wind has picked up. So this summit is experiencing quite a bit of a gush. We are a little bit doubtful whether we'll be able to set up the tent up there, but we'll try our best. But this plain is beautiful. There's not much trees around. It's a flat land. We are walking on the ridge. In fact, this is the dividing line between two provinces in Sri Lanka. Over to the right side is the Uva province, and over to the left is Sabaragamuwa. Very interesting formation. So this mountain divides Sri Lanka's two provinces. Very interesting. We have been hiking for 4 hours right now, and onto the left side we have this view, which is amazing. But onto the right, that is the two peaks that we are aiming for. They seem to be a bit far than we expected, and it will take a little longer than we might have anticipated. So we have to take things slow and see how we can push our bodies to reach those two peaks. Whew, it has been tiring. The tent, and we have some extra water that we are carrying, that is taking a toll on our bodies. It's very tough carrying all this stuff and going all the way up top, but we'll do that. Alright guys, we are transitioning from the plain that we were at into the thick of a jungle. It's gonna be like this until we reach the top. Looks a little sketchy, but we'll try to make it and conquer it carefully. This is gonna be how the road is paved until we reach the Balathuduwa peak. Okay. It's amazing that we have transitioned from a pine forest to a plain and now onto a bamboo forest. So on either side of our road are bamboo. Pretty cool. And thankfully, again, the trees are shading us from the sun until at least we reach the peak. We still are at 1,600 above mean sea level. We have to reach 2034. So we are still 500 meters lower than our target elevation, which means there's quite a bit of elevation to gain still. We'll try to make it slowly but surely. After 5 hours of hiking, we are finally getting a little closer. Not still there yet, but that is the destination, Balathuduwa. We have another 260 meters to gain in elevation, but I'm not sure in terms of distance how long we have to go, but it looks like quite some distance. We'll slowly take it and we'll follow this route until we reach the top. Everybody is super quiet because everybody's super tired. We've been hiking for close to more than 5 hours right now, so I think another 2 hours would do the job. But 7 hours of hiking is just that takes a number on your body. It's not easy, especially carrying all this stuff and the camping gear. There's a little mist flowing from the far distance towards the mountain that we are going to camp at, which is good signs. It'll be a little cold, not too sunny, oops, which is what we are hoping for. As long as there's no rain, we'll be happy. The elevation right now, according to my watch, is 1,866 meters. The total elevation that we need to reach is 2,033 today. So we have close to 966, 170 meters in elevation that we need to gain. And this is, right now we are essentially climbing the mountain. And this is a constant ascent that goes all the way, I think, to the top. Just 10 minutes before reaching the summit, there is a camping site which is concealed from the wind. If we are not able to summit and camp at the top, we'll be setting up camp right there. Let's see. Everybody is quiet because it's been a tiring hike. For 6 hours now, we've been climbing. Just a bit more to go. We are almost at the top and we are seeing the path that we took to come here. All the way at the end is the Wangedikala, and then the peak closest to us that you see is Wangedikanda, and then we passed all of those from there and through the jungle, and we ended up here. We are literally at the edge of the mountain and our path is laid through here. So let's quickly, yeah, I think, yeah, don't worry, he got that. Jesus Christ, how did we even, okay, I think just a bit more.
Someone is on my pole.
All right, let me go back there and then we can help Nivet out.
Although this doesn't look like the road, bro. In case if I fall, you have it on camera. Oh god, let's go.
Guys, according to my watch, it's about 2,000 meters above mean sea level, but I think officially it's 2030 something. This is the top of Balathuduwa mountain and we finally reached it after around 7 hours of hiking. We are experiencing some really strong winds, so it's a question whether we're going to set up the tent over here or not. Most likely we won't be able to, unfortunately, because the wind is too strong. And tomorrow we are planning to summit that one. That's Gommolliya. Amazing scenery around us. Beautiful. The only problem is, guys, the wind is so strong. So let's see if we're gonna decide to set up the tent over here or somewhere down there where it's not exposed to the wind. Good evening, guys, from the top of Balathuduwa mountain. Unfortunately, we were not able to set up camp on the top of the mountain because it was so windy, so we came down a little bit and camped up somewhere it's not as exposed to the wind. I'll show you the location in the morning. It got a little dark. Anyway, what we are doing right now is making kotu for ourselves. Here is the chef, Sahan. It will take some time. It will take some time for our kotu to be made.
Yes.
So
yes.
we're patiently waiting.
And it's gonna come with,
Some meatballs as well.
Yeah.
It smells good, doesn't it?
Indeed.
We'll wait and see how it tastes like. It's really cold up here, and look what has happened to the oil. It's literally frozen. This is our second batch of koto that we made. The first one looks like this. And it tastes magical. We're gonna add some more meatballs to that too, so hopefully it'll be spicy and savory and all that good stuff. Good morning everybody. Since it was quite windy at the summit, we couldn't camp there unfortunately, so we settled here somewhere a little concealed from the wind but still at the summit. If you go up that little path, you'll reach the summit in about 2 minutes, but well, it's better than nothing. Even here last night it was gushing. The winds went past the tent and it was quite scary in fact. But anyway, now that we have gotten ready, we are going to go to the next peak, which is Gommolliya, which is only about 1 meter above this mountain itself. This mountain is at around 2033 and Gommolliya is 2034, but still you have to go descend. You have to go up this path and descend a little bit and then go back up that mountain. So we are covering both the peaks today. Hopefully we'll be able to make it in about half an hour there and half an hour back, and we'll only take about 1 hour. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Alright, we started our journey towards Gommolliya. So this will be, I think, the tallest peak of this range. We'll have to descend first a little bit and then again ascend. So it's gonna be a little tough, but we'll see how we can make it. That is our target. That is Gommolliya mountain, which is about 1 meter above this mountain. We had to go down this road and then climb back up. Not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge, but we have to do this. So as expected, we have a very steep descent as we are approaching the Gommolliya peak. It's a little difficult to navigate since there's a lot of leaves on the ground, which makes it a very slippery path. Gotta take things carefully. So we see the peak right there. Right there, over there. If you can see. That is our destination. Let's not think too much about this. We'll quickly make it to the top. Since we have to backtrack and go back the same way we came, we didn't take anything except for a water bottle, which makes things a little easier. We descended about 100 meters in elevation, and now we started climbing back up. So we'll have to gain, I think, another 100 meters to reach the peak. We are at the very last bit of the Gommolliya hike. It's not as well trodden as Wangedigala, Wangedikanda, or even Balathuduwa. It's a little off the beaten track. So the path is quite narrow, but we can see Gommolliya right from here. I'm sorry, we can see Balathuduwa right from here. Hopefully we'll have a clearing where we can see the surroundings once we go up this mountain. Let's see. Alright everybody, we are at the summit of Gommolliya. According to my watch, the elevation is 2010, but the official height is 2034, which is about 1 meter more than Balathuduwa, where we were at. Right there, that is the Balathuduwa peak. We came down and come back on this mountain. So we are here at Gommolliya. So happy to be summiting the highest mountain of this peak, of this range rather, and the 13th highest mountain in Sri Lanka. Over to my front is the Horton Plains, and then I'm assuming onto the left side is where you have the Baker's Bend and the Nagrok Bungalow, which are also pretty beautiful views. And over there, as usual, we have the Devil's Staircase, which is running down to the highest waterfall in Sri Lanka, Wangedikanda. Amazing views overall. Beautiful. Gommolliya. Amazing feeling that we got to summit this today with these two guys. Nivet couldn't make it. He's back at the tent, and we'll meet him on the way back. Well, after enjoying this view, Horton Plains is clearing up. The surrounding area has cleared up a little bit, and we can see Horton Plains much clearer now. And that is where the world's end drop is, where most tourists go to. So we are on the other side. Okay, now that we enjoyed the view a little bit, it's time for us to descend and go back to Gommolliya. I'm sorry, go back to Balathuduwa, where Nivet is at. So we have to fold the tent, pack everything up, and then go back home. Before we descend all the way down, let's take a look at the surroundings again from Balathuduwa once we go there. Also a nice sight. It has a open peak, unlike Gommolliya. Gommolliya doesn't have much of an open peak where you can see a 360 view, but Balathuduwa is a bit different. It has it, and it's beautiful. We just cleaned up our camping spot and we are good to go. We didn't leave anything behind. So, all right, let's go back to the peak of Balathuduwa, which is just 2 minutes from here, and get another view before we descend, because Balathuduwa view is quite special. Gommolliya was good too, but I think Balathuduwa, since it has a since it's an open peak with an expansive view, I think Balathuduwa has a special view. Alright, we are approaching the view. The sun is right above us because it's almost noon, and we are good to go. Well, we conquered that Gommolliya, and then this is Balathuduwa. We finally, yet again, reached the peak of Balathuduwa. We are on our way down, and the area is completely clear except for my left side, which has a bit of a mist, which is covering the Horton Plains. Anyway, we covered Gommolliya, and then over here is Balathuduwa. Down there somewhere is Wangedikanda and Wangedigala. 4 amazing peaks with amazing views. I think Balathuduwa itself has the most amazing view, as you can clearly tell. It's got this 360 view of the entire vicinity. Unfortunate that we weren't able to camp up here because the wind is not making it easy. But guys, it was an amazing hike. I recommend you guys to do it as well. I think it's a good spot for us to stop the video. I'll see you again on another hike. Keep enjoying life.